This is the third installment in the Innovation Fireside Chat series, and I have a guest speaker here again today. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Dr. Brian Swank. I'm an elementary school principal in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. I lead a school with approximately 960 students.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Can you give me your personal definition of innovation?
Sure. Innovation, when I think of innovation, I think of doing things differently. We currently function in school systems and in classrooms by and large that look very similar to the way that they did 40, 50, and 60 years ago. Innovation can be as simple as beginning to transcend that time a little bit and move us forward into the 21st century. Whether those are the way the classrooms look and feel, the classroom environment with regards to furniture, the technology that's integrated, or simply the way in which the teachers are facilitating learning rather than allowing for the learning environment to simply be one of give and take. It's one of inquiry and exploration.
Awesome, thank you. Um, why do you think innovation is important?
Again, as I was kind of said in my last question, our classrooms really haven't changed much over the last 5 or 6 decades. However, the world in which we are putting our students into after their schooling has changed very significantly. Um, and so the importance of innovation is critical. We can't prepare students for post-secondary education and careers um, if we're not matching the learning and the teaching and the facilitating an environment that is comparable to what they're walking into when they leave us.
All right. Why do you think this is important? And really thinking about this from your seat as a building principal, as opposed to sort of a system level view or a classroom view.
Sure. As the building principal, I'm charged with developing the educational programming for my entire school. And the way that we're moving children through the system matters. And so I have a moral and ethical and educational obligation to ensure that the education we're providing our students and the programming that we're developing um, is appropriate and is preparing our students to move forward into a tomorrow that is very much undefined.
All right. When you're thinking about innovation, what are some of the obstacles? Again, thinking about this from your seat as a building principal that you face when attempting to innovate.
Sure, I think of two primary obstacles. One being the human resources, taking teachers and staff and parents and even students sometimes, but less often the students, um, and moving them from a very traditional environment, one that's very comfortable, one that they've known, one that they grew up in themselves and have maybe taught it for many, many years, forward into one that is maybe removes them as the expert and instead places them in the room as the facilitator. Um, I think that's a big shift for teachers. The other piece, I guess, that I really can't ignore would be the financial aspect. Innovation is great. We love to talk about it, but the reality of the matter is that it costs money, and those resources are not always easy to come by, the financial resources.
Okay. Um, so you mentioned mindset of some of the teachers and financial um, limitations as being obstacles. What are some ways that you can work towards overcoming some of those obstacles and still be able to innovate?
Sure. Um, when it comes to the teachers, it's really starts with professional development. Um, and I can't ask teachers to move to a place that I haven't trained them and prepared them for.
Mm-hmm.
So professional development. The other piece, the financial piece, when it comes to developing new programming, developing different environments, creating flexible seating options, all those things are things I think of when I think of innovation. When it comes to money, we've written a lot of grants at our school, and I've also had to be very creative and do some studying of our budget For example, if I've looked at our reading budget over the course of 7 years or so and have seen that our reading department has maybe only used 85 or 90% of the allocated funds, um, what I've done in the past is I've then the following year transitioned that money, that remaining 10 or 15%, into another line item. So that, for example, furniture, it allows me to add a little bit of money into our furniture budget so that we can continue to develop um, classroom spaces that are more innovative and forward thinking.
Okay, great. Um, so, what do you think? What do you think is the next big thing in public education in terms of innovation?
Sure. Um, Probably individualized learning pathways, because that doesn't attack the standards, but it does attack the process by which we teach the students, and it allows for us to treat each of our students as individuals and provide them what they need. It goes beyond differentiation. So I think individualized learning pathways is certainly on the horizon. Um, and the other one that I think stares a lot of districts in the face would be facilities. Our structures are pretty well set, and unless your district or any district is undergoing a comprehensive plan to either build or renovate, we're really faced with reimagining our classrooms from the inside out, with the things that we can put in those classrooms, whether that be new and innovative furniture that promotes collaboration, the technology that we're placing in the classroom, and the way that we're setting up those spaces for our students. I think those are two big pieces that are on the horizon for us that are very doable, um, but certainly will take it'll take professional development, training, and time, and of course money.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time, and hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and go green.
That's right. Go white.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.